Last week, Congress reached for a power it has not used since the Great Depression. Not over oil, not over banks, over fire trucks. Here's the whole story. What it costs your department, what is actually alleged, what the manufacturers say back, and what none of us knows yet. Start with the number every chief already knows. A structural pumper that ran somewhere around $500,000 in the 2010s now runs about $1 million. That is not a claim in a lawsuit. That is what departments are paying. Milwaukee put it in the plainest terms I have seen. $10 million used to buy them 10 to 12 pieces of apparatus. Today, that same $10 million buys 5. And the wait. Milwaukee reported waiting more than a year for 3 engines. Departments around the country are quoting delivery in years, not months. If you order today, the crew that runs that rig may not be the crew that ordered it. So who actually builds fire trucks in this country? After 2 decades of consolidation, the answer is basically 3 companies. REV Group, that is E1, KME, Ferrara, Oshkosh, which owns Pierce, and Rosenbauer America. Together, they account for somewhere around 70 to 80% of the U.S. market. That did not happen by accident, and it is not in dispute. 2 decades of acquisitions, a lot of it private equity driven, turned a field of regional builders into 3 groups. Consolidation itself is legal. What is being litigated is what those 3 did once they got there. August 20th, 2025. The city of La Crosse, Wisconsin files a federal antitrust suit. And I want to be precise here, because from this point on, everything I am describing is an allegation. It is what plaintiffs claim. None of it has been proven in court. What the suits allege is a coordinated effort to hold back supply and push up price. Restraining production. Exchanging competitively sensitive, non-public information. Milwaukee's complaint points specifically at purchasing roundtables held at industry association meetings and allocating the market instead of competing in it. Now the other side, and this matters as much as anything else in this video, all 3 manufacturers deny it. Oshkosh and REV Group have called the La Crosse suit meritless. Rosenbauer America says it strongly disagrees with the claims. Their explanation for the prices and the delays is labor shortages and supply chain, the same forces that hit every heavy manufacturer coming out of the pandemic. And that is a real argument, not a dodge. Chassis, engines, skilled welders, electronics, all of it got harder and more expensive after 2020. A court is going to have to decide how much of this is that, and how much of it is something else. Nobody watching this gets to decide it, and neither do I. Here is how fast this grew. One city in August, 2025. By April 3, 2026, the Judicial Panel on Multi-District Litigation pulls 12 cases together into a single MDL in the Eastern District of Wisconsin, in front of Judge William Griesbach. By early June, roughly 56 cases had been filed. And it is not one region complaining. The consolidated complaints pull in municipalities and fire districts from Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Kansas, New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Utah, Virginia, and more. Big city career departments and small districts filing over the same thing. Meanwhile, the government side started moving. The Texas Attorney General opened an investigation and issued civil investigative demands. The IAFF wrote to the Justice Department and the Federal Trade Commission asking for formal investigations. And General President Edward Kelly testified about it in the U.S. Senate. And then July 22nd of this year, Senators Elizabeth Warren and Jim Banks, with Representatives Becca Balint and Ben Klein, Democrats and Republicans, both chambers, filed a resolution directing the Federal Trade Commission to investigate the roll-up of fire truck manufacturers and report back to Congress within a year. And here's the detail that tells you how unusual this is. The Federal Trade Commission Act lets Congress order an investigation by joint resolution. Congress has not used that authority since the Great Depression era. They are reaching for it now, over fire apparatus. So what does any of this mean for your department? Practically 3 things. First, nothing in this litigation lowers the price of the rig you are spexing right now. Even if the plaintiffs win everything, damages land years from now, and they land with the municipality, not with your apparatus committee. Second, The lead time is the part that should change your behavior today. If delivery is quoted in years, then your replacement plan is not a budget document anymore. It is a scheduling document. The rig you need in 2030 is a decision you are making now. Third, and this is the one nobody is covering, $1 million pumper does not just strain a career department's budget. In a volunteer department, it can end the conversation entirely, because there is no version of a pancake breakfast that closes that gap. When apparatus prices double, the departments that disappear first are the small ones. And the honest part, nothing has been decided. There has been no ruling on the merits. The MDL is in pretrial. The manufacturers deny all of it. The FTC resolution is a request, not a finding. Anyone telling you right now that fire truck makers are guilty of price fixing is telling you something the record does not yet support. What to watch? Whether the FTC actually opens an investigation, how Judge Griesbach rules on the motions to dismiss when they come, and whether the Justice Department joins. Any one of those changes the story. The whole thing locked in. Pumpers roughly doubled. 3 manufacturers hold most of the market. 56 suits became one MDL in Wisconsin. Congress reached for a Depression-era power. The manufacturers deny everything and point at the supply chain, and nothing has been proven. If your department is planning apparatus in the next 5 years, this case is worth watching, and the lead time is worth acting on regardless of how it comes out. This is what's new in the fire service. The stuff that changes the job that nobody sends you a memo about. Subscribe and the next one finds you. Bring the irons.